Hi, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the live session of Let's Talk About Market, episode number 62. In fact, if you see today, the Nifty index did bounce back pretty well. And yesterday, we had spoken about the level of 26,080 to 26,100. And the Nifty index is kind of approaching over there. So now what it does from here would be interesting to see. We'll talk of the scenarios what can possibly happen below what level or above what level things can change dramatically. I think that is what we'll discuss today, and in fact we'll also discuss that. I mean, during this weekend, how can you all prepare yourself for the coming week, and what all scans that you need to make. I'll briefly touch upon that. I think that will help you to get a perspective of the market. And in fact, either ways, if we break out or break down, you will be in a position to, probably get some good ideas through the scanning. So let me quickly share my screen, and please let me know once you all are able to see my screen. Okay. Please put it in the comment box so that I can get started. Okay. Please put it in the comment box if you all are able to hear my hear me properly and see my screen properly. If you all are able to hear me properly and see my screen, put it in the comment box. Okay, thanks Ajay for the confirmation. Yeah, Nifty index. So today also was the weekly close. I'll come on that. But one important thing that has happened is that the 40-day exponential average has been, I mean, the Nifty index has been able to hold above the 40-day exponential average. So for a day, it had closed below it, but thereafter, from the lower band, it has come back. And the good part is that the RMI, we measure it in cycles, basically, up cycle, down cycle, and so on. So that also, if you see, it has come back to the zero line, and it is setting up pretty well. Now, if you all remember yesterday, we had spoken about this, that Nifty index, if you draw the channel. So today Nifty index just closed around the upper end of the channel. Okay. If you draw, if you do the Fibonacci level from top to bottom, wait, let me first remove the background. Okay, this is there. And the other one is that if you do the Fibonacci level from top to bottom, so you will notice that the 61.8% retracement and the upper end of the falling channel all were around the same lines, which is of 26,080. So to give it a round figure, I had mentioned yesterday that 26,100 will be very, very important level to watch out for. Okay, so at this point of time, we can say that it's a tug of war between bulls and bears. Ideally, I would want to see the Nifty index breaking and sustaining above the 61.8% retracement level, which is 26,080. Once that happens, I'll be more optimistic and think that this was a normal correction, and now it is trending higher. So this is where I am on the Nifty index. And also, if you see for the weekly chart, there have been two candles where from the lower end, there has been meaningful buying, and due to which, you call it as a hanging man or so, that is the pattern that has been formed. Now, see, I'm looking. So of course, the ones who are bearish, they may say that this is a hanging man and it is usually a bearish reversal. See, I am looking at it this way, that this was the cup and handle pattern which the Nifty index had broken on the upside, right? After that, there was a retest and then again an up move. So it is kind of, broadly, if you say, it is kind of in a consolidation mode. So of course, if even if it comes down and it comes down towards the 20-week average, which is around 25,300, that may still look like a consolidation, but the scenario of 20-day period, I mean, on the weekly chart will open up only if the Nifty index breaks above this low. Ideally, to be very frank, I'm not expecting now this low to break, and I'm hoping that eventually this channel breaks out on the upside. The reason being that if you see many of the index, which were bashed in the last 3 to 4 weeks. So over there has been some positive development that we have started to see. One is that RMI can give a bullish crossover probably on Monday if we get an up move. Uh, on the hourly chart, you can see that the 40R has broken on the upside. Now sustaining above it will be the key. So yes, but already there is one positive signal that we have got. Now we'll have to wait for some more confirmations that break out about this trend line, then about the averages and so on. But yes, I mean, once the daily RMI comes into a bullish zone, I would at least expect that a pullback towards these averages, okay, which is the daily averages, which is say somewhere around that is 300 points away, means 3 to 400 points away, which means 1 or 2% kind of upside that can still be there. I think once this breaks on the upside, then we can speak of something significant happening. Also on the weekly chart, if you see, more or less, the downtrend had started from here, and there is a nice hammer pattern which has been formed. Okay, that too at the lower band, and given that the lower band is flattened out, right? So I mean, these could be a sign of a reversal provided this low holds. Now something very similar has happened in micro caps as well, right? You can see over here, you call it a dragonfly doji, you call it doji, you call it hammer, whatever it is, but the broader point is that this hammer has occurred. Wait, let me at the lower end of the channel. Okay, that is the most positive thing. Okay, that it has come at the lower end of the channel, and from there, it has formed this reversal kind of pattern. Of course, we need a follow-up weekly gains next week, but this also sort of indicates that somewhat buyer has made a comeback. Also, if you see it in terms of retracement, I think 50% retracement is what it had achieved. Yes, 50% is what it had achieved. So I'm hoping that this low does not break and we eventually break out on the upside. I mean, that is the reason. I mean, looking at the small and the mid cap, that is frankly one of the reason why I expect that sooner or later Nifty index will also eventually break out on the upside, right? I mean, that is why this hope and expectation is. So now the only thing is that, I mean, this bullish view may go for a toss if 26,100 is not broken on the upside. Okay, and instead this daily averages which it respected over year, and if it breaks down below this, then this view will go for a toss. So today I will try and explain you both the ways, I mean, how you can try to find the stocks and be prepared for that. So I'll talk both from a bullish and a bearish perspective as well, because we are at a crucial juncture right now, right? So see, one thing is that in scans, that the ones which we like. I mean, I personally like, that is because I've been used to doing this, which is that try to find the list of stocks where there is new buy. You can see daily. If you have a slightly medium term horizon, then do it weekly. Okay, now over here you can see that there are 91 stocks, right? You may not want to you know mm, find all these kind of stock. Then you can put furthermore filter that in monthly buy or new buy. These are the ones show me. So now it comes to only 13 stocks, right? So over here now you can try and narrow down your list and decide which are the ones which you find out interesting. But of course, I mean, given that it's a weekend, I would recommend that go through it patiently. If you want, just do Nifty total market cap. It kind of covers, I think, 750 stocks, and those will be good liquid stocks as well. Do that. And so if I remove this filter, then you will be left with 26 stocks, right? You can simply go over there and try to find some interesting setups. Like, if you see Apar Industries. I mean, this is just now I saw, while I was showing you. But these are the ideal kind of setups that you might want to see: up move, consolidation happening above the averages, and then a crossover happening, right? I mean, you might want to give those more weightage. Now, of course, something like this, you all can also keep it in radar, because there is a lot of consolidation that is going on. So I'm sure on daily chart it would be forming some pattern. Something like this. In fact, it looks like that the breakout has already happened in this stock. So you might want to do. So this is one way of scanning. Okay. Again, Chola holding looks pretty interesting, and this also looks like a cup and handle pattern. So so you might want to look at these kind of setups. This is one way. Okay, the other way, which I like, especially to find the outperformers. Okay, in that case, what you might want to do is that go to the heat map, go to NSE indices. Okay, and now see, small and the mid caps are the one which were beaten out of shape, right? And if the recovery has to happen somewhere, those should be performing well, correct? So in that case, if you can see, 17 July is the highest point, right? So you can do a custom heat map in which you just do it from 17 July till date. Okay, 17 July till date. So in this case, first thing, see, if you're a top-down guy, you might want to see which sector has done well, and then within that, which stock has done well. Or if now see, I am trying to focus more on small mid caps. I mean, small mid micro cap, and that is why maybe I would want to look at total market, or look at each index individually. Okay. Say for example, let me just actually look at small cap only. Okay. Now within small cap, you can see Hind Copper, HBL Engine, then Naveen Fluorine, Loris Lab, MCX, Radico. These are all the outperformers that you have seen, right? So these are the stocks that have outperformed in this fall. Now you imagine if they have outperformed in this fall, then and supposingly if you end up finding some setup in this, then ideally these are the ones where people are interested so far, right? I'm saying so far because trends can change, but these are the ones where people are interested. So what you can simply do is that select all these stocks. Okay, I have selected this filter. If you do over here, this becomes your buying list, right? You can put a name over here: strong stocks, 12 December 2025. Okay, and you simply click all. This comes into your list. Okay, again, micro cap is another one that has been bashed significantly, correct? So again, there are some other stocks that have come over here. Again, I can make a list over here, right? I'll put it in the same watch list. Okay, strong stocks. So these are the list of stocks now. Okay, you can, again, of course, you can do it in the Nifty 500 also. But broadly, if you see, 78 stocks is what I've got. Okay, 12 December. Now, again, what you can do is that you can simply run filters on this selected stocks only. Okay, in this case, what I do is that I've selected this, but I remove total market. Right now, over here, I need to find which are the stocks where there is a new buy that is happening. Okay, So I can see black bug is there. Now black bug, if I see, now this is one of the outperformer, and I can even see something like a falling wedge pattern over here, right? So this can be an interesting stock if it manages to close above the 20-day average, right? Then GE shipping, we know that it came into the list where it was holding pretty well, and you can see that in this basically it has been holding above the averages, and here probably there is a trend line breakout. Yes, there is a trend line breakout. So you might want to find those outperforming stocks. HCG, again a hospital stock which has done pretty well. Inox Green. Okay, see, this you might want to avoid because it is below the averages. Manappuram still looks good. Broadly seems to be consolidating. Radico, again holding averages and now turning around. So you can find out such stocks. Now we can see Sanduru Manganese. Okay, again so that way you can prepare your list and probably try to find the stocks which you are finding interesting. Like you can see this Supriya Life Science, it has been consolidating since a very very long time, right? In fact, if I have to make a pattern, probably this will end up looking like an ascending triangle pattern, right? So there are many interesting stocks that seems to be visible. All you have to do is that you have to just try and find those patterns. I have given you ways to find out that someone who is just looking at higher high, higher low, and so on, they might just want to do list of stocks where it is breaking above the previous high, which means down to up, which means the prior trend was down and now it is breaking above the previous high, and that's why you're seeing them featured in this list. So again, you might want to do it this way as well. So you can see over here Anand Rathi has come, PM Industry has come. So there can be different ways to do the scanning. One more which is very important, and I also prefer doing this, if at all my list of outperformers are very big, okay, then one scan that I would try to do is that, now see this is small mid cap, okay, I can run this on total market and see what is happening. So from 17th of July. So over here, the filter that I might want to run is that which are the list of stocks that have not broken below the 40-day exponential average since 17 July. Okay, let's try to run that scan. And sometimes, I mean not sometimes, every time you might find very interesting list over there. So that's why you will often see me doing all these kind of scans, right? So you can see over here. So over here, I'm removing the look back. Okay. All I'm trying to say is that give me the list of stocks where the daily. So I'm taking 50 just as the because sometimes what happen is that 40 slightly breaks on the upside and then goes down. So for that safety, I'm putting 50 EMA on the daily time frame. Okay. And I'm looking that which are the list of stocks that are trading above uh, for 50 exponential average since July 17th. So here, oh sorry, I did it above. I did it below. I had to do above. Okay. So now you can see that this is one Arihant Capital, and in fact, you can see the percentage change that has happened during this time as well. Okay. So you might want to sort it that way. You can easily do it. So somewhat, sometimes you'll not get very ideal result, but say Cupid, Aryan Capital, wow. What is this? I've not even heard these kind of stock. So Zota also looks interesting, and you can see how nicely it has been respecting the 40 exponential average and going down. Going up, right? Gold card, Cummins India features into that list. So within good names, there are not much. Maybe the other filter that, see, if I want to do a bit more filtration, what I'll do now is that I'll try to do it weekly above 28 from that point. Okay. Now in weekly, unfortunately, there are not many of them. Okay, we are not getting some good list. So let me try to see. Now see, Nifty Index, where did it bottom out? It bottomed out on say 7th of August. Now let me try to do it one more way. On the daily time frame, it's hard to get result on daily time frame, but I'm still trying if we can find some interesting stocks. Oh no, above 50. Again, I'm kind of more or less getting the same thing. Mm, so now if I do it 30th September, maybe the list might become broader. Or actually, let me try and take from this high, right? Because over here, only a bit of that was broken. So let me take it actually 18 September. That should be a good. Yeah. So now you're getting 80 stocks over here, and now you can see that there are some good stocks that have started to come in the list, right? AB Capital, Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Ports, Alchem, right? So this is also one way that you can. So over here, basically the idea is that from the moment Nifty had made this high, okay. So from year to year, basically, which are the list of stocks that have not broken the 40-day exponential average. Sorry, we have put it 50, I think. Right, 50. So which are the stocks that have not broken 50? So that is what you get. Now in fact, you want to do a relative performance over here as well, then what you can do is that do the percentage change, okay, and say something like take, see, these are all extraordinary stocks, but we'll have to find a little better ones. And surprisingly, idea features into the list. I wasn't aware of this, but yeah, if you see, idea seems to be holding above the 50-day. This is interesting. Then we have some within good names, TVS Shri Chakra, which has been holding and now coming back to the average, right? So now maybe, basically, these are the list of stocks you might want to keep it on your radar. And whenever there is a bullish crossover that happens on RMI, or, or which you track, so you might want to enter that. So with this case, what you're doing is that you're putting an extra filter of already finding strong stocks. So when you are with the trend, there is relatively less chance of losing money because you're already with the trend. So yeah, this can be one way. Now you can see Precision Wire, I guess that is the stock. you know it has been outperforming, has come back to the 40. You can just simply put RMI over here. If this starts to turn around, then maybe you can end up getting some good opportunities. So this is how you might want to scan it. The other way, if you want to do the underperformers, it is the simple way. So you might want to do that, which are now let's try to find. Now of course, when we are shorting, we can only short it in FNO, right? So in heat map, we'll go to FNO basket. Okay. So over here, in some cases, this FNO and all might, if demergers have happened, that might not be adjusted. So please bear with that. But you might. So 8th of, let me first remove the filter. So we'll do it 8th August. So basically, what I'm trying to scan over here is that from 8th of August, which are the ones which have either performed well. So if you see a negative to positive, so this is TMV. As I told you, this is a demerger case, so please avoid that. But NCC, Keynes, Trend, Supreme Industry, Crompton, Page Industries, Suzlon, Indigo. Basically these are the ones that have underperformed in this phase. Okay. So there is a high chance that if at all the market corrects, okay. So frankly, I don't think that market should correct, but if at all market corrects, these are the ones that are likely to underperform. Okay. Because these are the ones that have already been weak. So what you might want to do is that just click to all this. Okay, form a watch list. See, you can see Eternal has come into this list. So there are many of them. So what you might just want to do is that create a watch list over there and say weak stocks. Okay, and then try to run those filters on the negative day. If we get those negative confirmation, then try to run the filters on the stock and see where is it that we are getting sell crossover and so on. I think that will help you be prepared with the list of stocks that you might want to focus. Okay, so I think that is one way, and the last and the important way. So one more thing is that, see, you can see that from here the Nifty index has done pretty well, right? In fact, let's take it 8th August only. So, see, whenever any of the stock which is trending lower below the 20 period of any time frame, those are usually the uh, ones where the trend is very strong. Okay, so over here in the basket, I'm removing and I'm putting just FNO stocks, and here in weekly, okay, let me take it simple because in weekly I use simple. Okay, basket, remove everything. Let's keep it FNO basket. Look back, and which are the ones that are trading below the 20 weeks since this is what 8th of August. So we have to find nearby. Yeah. Now see, these are the list of stocks which are trading below the 20 week. Okay, since as I mentioned, from 8th of August. So basically it is taking from this candle only. So Concor is one of them, Crompton. So with this you will be able to figure out which are the ones that are underperformers. Okay, and maybe you might want to see if there is any shorting opportunity that you are getting over here. So you can be prepared if at all the market breaks down. Okay, so you can see all these stocks, they have not been doing well. Okay, so these are the list of stocks. Maybe you can keep it in your list and see that if at all the market turns, these are the ones that you might want to short it. So again, I might put it in this weak stock only. Just click over here, the ones which are overlapping, it will not take. Okay, so basically now there are 80 odd stocks that we have got it in the week list as well. So this is how you would want to scan and be prepared beforehand and see what Nifty does. Basically, if it ends up breaking above the channel, then forget about the ones which were weak. Okay, concentrate on the ones which were strong and try to find if there are any buy signals over there. And if at all the market breaks below this average, this goes on sell, and then there is a risk that will open up towards this lower end, right? So at that point of time you might want to see which are the list of stocks where weakness is there, and you might want to see if there is still any shorting opportunity left. Okay, so this is how you can really try and scan the stocks quickly, especially in this weekend when you all have time, and make the most of it. Now let's take up the questions. Pushwant Kumar, what's the view on Nifty for next 2 weeks? As I mentioned, on the upside, 26,100 is an important resistance level, which is nothing but the 61.8% retracement of the fall. Okay, if that breaks on the upside, then the idea would be that we should inch higher. If it does not break on the upside and rather this low gets broken on the downside, then be prepared for a deeper correction. At this point, we are kind of at a make or break level. So watch very carefully. I mean, that's the reason why I showed you how to scan both the ways. Okay, the strong stocks and the weak stocks, and be prepared beforehand. In Strike Technical Scanner, the look back feature is currently supported for simple SMA. No, this is not true. It is even supporting the exponential average. You have, just like simple may how you have look back, similar you will have look back in exponential as well. But yes, if you do crossing above, crossing below, then of course the look back is gonna go, because crossing above, crossing below may look back nahi ho sakta hai, right? Similarly, even in SMA, if you do crossing above, crossing below, then it will go away. Okay, all, I mean, when you're doing look back, you are trying to say that which are the stocks above or below, right? Crossing above, crossing below cannot come into this. I think maybe you might have done crossing above, crossing below, and that is why you're not seeing look back. But if you go to above and below, you should be able to see look back. How to identify stocks that have demonstrated strong growth over the past 3 years and show sign of, I mean, that is what I showed you, right? See, over here, we are not trying to deal with it fundamentally. Okay. I mean, as of now, we don't have those scanners ready. But technically, which are the price that are strong? That is what we have tried to scan through heat map as well, right? I mean, that is the way right now that we are able to scan, not based on the results. In this type of market, we do trend follow strategy, not working in the Nifty index. Yeah, I agree, Akash. So, see, that's where, sometimes you have to take a call looking at the market, and sometimes your trade yourself will tell you, right? I mean, if the market has risen higher and you have not made money, so either you are in the wrong stock or the market is led by few things, right? I mean, market itself will tell you. Frankly, I mean, that this is a kind of market basically from 23rd August till date. In 2 months, it has gone nowhere, right? So, I mean, when you have these kind of whipsawed market, trend following strategy is difficult. I mean, trend following strategies will work only for the ones where stocks were strong. Okay. But we even saw the list of stocks. There were not many, you can say A group, B group kind of stocks that did well. I mean, there were many penny stocks or maybe, very unknown stocks that did well. So yeah, I mean, you need to take it case to case basis, and that's why, you know, I frankly do filtration all the time. I mean, and I try to find new ways. I mean, how do I filter it effectively? That is what I even keep thinking. So you'll have to try to find that way and be a little more bottom up, because frankly, index, I mean, we are not seeing a broad based breadth, right? Trend following and all those things will work very well when there is a broad based move as well. Or else trend following will work only on those which are trending stocks. Say for example, something like Bharti Airtel, right? We see on a 40 week, it has been trending so well, right? So this has worked if you would have followed trend now. But the question is that how do we know whether it is gonna follow trend? So that's how, it is only through look back that you will end up getting these stocks. Even like car trade, when I done this on weekly, car trade was also one. that featured into this, which is not breaking the 40 week, and it is rising higher. So you might have to try to scan through the look back feature. I'm sure you will get many such trending stocks. You will have to define the period from where you want to look at, which are trending. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Akash. We still have 5 minutes if anyone else want to ask any question. If not, then I've tried to address all the questions which I could see in the chat box. How to use Bollinger Band, and can we spot the bottoming of stock? No, no, singly G. I think bands, the way I use it is that I try to find which are the ones where the bands are widening, right? It is showing early signs of widening. So over here, say for example, I'm trying to find some good stock. So let me make it Nifty total market, right? So over here now I can see that okay, this is the stock which is trying to bottom out. But early band widening, you have to try and see, oh, this is early. You might want to see it on daily, right? So you can see over here that the bands are very tight, and there can be some early signs of widening, and that is why it features into the list. So better actually, there has been this will get adjusted EOD. But yeah, band widening is what I try and use. You can do it for daily, weekly, and monthly. Maybe you might end up finding some good setup. But in my experience, rather than Bollinger Band, you try to do RMI, bullish crossover, and try to find those setups which I mentioned, which are above the averages and so on. Uh, and I would say that don't try to bottom fish if you don't have a medium to long term kind of view. Okay, uh, because that's where over there maybe bottom fishing will be worth it. But when you are trying to trade the momentum, that is not necessarily a good strategy. So I would recommend try to look out for setups like this, where there is a new buy, and the prices are trading above the averages. There is a high probability that you might end up making money if the markets also eventually trend. So so yes, that is what frankly my view would be. Can you share your view on gold and silver, Archit? We cannot. Maybe you can look out. You look out the blogs of India charts. We have posted over there. Not this is not the platform where we can discuss about it. Sometimes the sector is weak, but within the sector, small caps, example IT, is there a yeah? So Mohan, you can again do the same thing, right? Run that on the So see, we did a heat map, right? So in heat map, like you mentioned, there were some strong stocks, there were some weak stocks as well, right? So this is the time frame that we are talking about. Okay, say 8th of August. Now you simply just go to IT. So you will find which are the ones that are strong and which are the ones that are weak. So make it positive to negative. So LTI, Mindtree, persistent, and all. These are the ones. But yeah, if you're saying that how to find from all the IT stocks. At this point of time, we don't have that feature. So maybe, I don't know. Nifty all cap stocks or making a watch list of that might help. You might just want to Google that uh, uh, list of IT stocks in India in CSV format with symbol. Now this is Nifty IT that you're getting, but So, anyways, the broader point is that if you get that list, if you're able to manage, if you pull that list from, somewhere from here, then you can just import and make it the watch list of that, and then you can again see it on heat map or anywhere. I mean, even in heat map, there is a watch list heat map, so you can see it over there. You will be able to find which are the best performer, underperformer, and so on. But yes, I mean, to find it right now on strike, it is difficult because we have not given those bifurcation of sectors. That will come at some point, but not now. But just try to find CSV. In fact, there are so many now AI also available. I mean, I use this extensively. You can just go to Twitter and say and do the same stocks. Give list of IT stock. I think if they are able to give the list, then it will make our life easy. Now see, now they have given it this way. Now you can just mention over there, I only want symbols. See, here you go. You have got it. Now let's do this. Okay. Symbol. Let me make it copy. Cell. Paste. Okay. If I hope I'm doing it the right way. Let me just also try and see. I have not done it earlier. So this I have selected it and done it in CSV form. Right. IT stocks. Now, okay, over here, if I, yeah, sorry, I have to go over here, import, upload, IT stocks. Oh shit, I did it in this. Okay, wait, let me remove it. Delete watch list, new watch list, IT stocks, import. So here you go. You have 35 stocks. Now within this 35 stocks, let me just go to heat map, watch list heat map, and just select that one only. Where is this IT? Yeah. Now see, you have Ramco system. I don't know what is this stock. Then rate gain, LTI Mindtree. So these are the ones that have outperformed within the IT stocks, right? So you can try and find it that way. I think that will make your life easy, Mohan. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, the only thing is that now we have AI also take benefit of that. Try to get the list from there. You just need it in the symbol form and make it CSV. If you have these two things, you can easily import it on Strike, and then you can do all those scanning that you want to do. Strike is truly incredible tool, and these webinars have been immensely valuable in my learning journey. Thank you so much for this feedback. I mean, these are the kind of feedback that get us going and encourages us to do more as well. So thank you once again. In weekly or monthly time frame, Akash, I mean, we cannot talk about Rayleigh Wave. Maybe India Charts is the right platform to talk about this. This is more to do with strike scanning and how to make the best use of strike. I mean, that is what this webinar, I mean, this live shows are also. So, anyways, see, I have tried to give you a lot of thing to do in this weekend. You can try scanning, you can try finding, the stocks and the sectors. You can do different things. Maybe you might have some out of the box idea. So, frankly, many of the guys whom I know, they simply do an RSI, right? They sometimes scan for the stocks where the say the monthly RSI is below 30. something like that. So I mean, I'm just throwing up, something that below 30. Okay. And you can see now there are so many list of stocks. I mean, where the RSIs are below 30, right? Maybe I don't know if you find anything extraordinary in this, but these are the ones, which have been falling. So if the market bounces back, can these be the ones that can bounce back? I mean, as I told you, there is, I mean, limitless to this. I mean, you can do any scan, any possible scan that is there. We have tried to accommodate most of them. So, maybe if super trend, if you want to see where is it that there is bullish reversal happening, say on the monthly chart or something like that. Okay, you might want to do that. So, try to do those scans that way. I'm sure you will get something very interesting only. So try to play around with that. I'm sure you might end up getting a lot of insights of what is happening. In fact, to be very honest, when I'm doing this live session, half of the things even I don't know. I mean, I am trying to do it in front of you and I'm getting those results. So it also helps me to uh, to shortlist the stock as well, because now in India charts even we have started we have got the RA license and we are putting out ideas. So this actually helps me a lot in finding out those stocks, and most of the scanning that we do, frankly, it is this way that we get those, and of course then we put some overlay of Elliott wave. But yeah, I mean, the scanning part, strike has made our life very easy, and that is what we have been trying to communicate as well, like how to make the best use of strike. I mean, this is why we do all this live sessions as well. So once again, thanks a lot for joining. In this weekend, you'll will have ample of time. Try to do some scanning. I'm sure you'll find some interesting insight somewhere. Okay. So once again, thanks a lot for joining, and see you on Monday.